can't believe I found you. I've been looking everywhere for you. The world wants you back. I haven't done battle with the Six for a long time. And while I haven't given up the ways of Bushido, my time with the Six are done. If you're not going to be playing with sealed-only samurai, what are you going to use? Travel back in time to ancient Rome and duel using dragons like you've never seen before. Dragunity monsters are more than just dragons. They're actually living weapons. Your biggest Dragunity monsters can pick up your smaller ones and use them in battle. Swords are great, but dragon swords are even better. What's up everyone? It's Raining Car Games and welcome to Sealed Only Dragunity. This series has been a while in the making and it has taken some time to come to fruition. After finishing Sealed Only Samurai, I decided to take a break from doing a Sealed Only challenge and explore some other stuff. And it was fun having that break, exploring different concepts, ideas, but part of me was already on the horizon. I knew I wanted to do another Sealed Only challenge. And I came on the decision to do Dragunities, and here we are. I know a lot of you have been asking, when's the next Sealed Only series coming back? What's the new deck? Well, now you guys know in the full capacity, and we are starting with this structure deck. Specifically, we're starting with 2 of the Dragunity Legion structure deck from 2011, along with a Rocket Revolt structure deck, so we have that 3 structure deck format. Okay, real talk. I know probably a lot of you are wondering, why on earth am I using a structure deck from 2011 when I could have probably done the smart thing and just wait until the new reloaded structure deck comes out probably in 2021 or late 2020. Yeah, no, you're completely right, and I am actually doing a real stupid handicap for the challenge. But, hear me out. 1, by doing it this way, I do make it more of a challenge, and also, I don't run the risk of someone copying me. And to be fair though, I actually thought about this deck being the predecessor for my previous Sealed Only series at the very end. Like, if you watch the Sealed Only Samurai finale, I mentioned I already have a deck in mind for the next challenge. So, yeah, I want to make sure that I'm the first person to do Sealed Only Dragunity, and I don't want to be copied. I don't want to have to compete with other people saying, well, why would I watch this series when someone is also already doing a Sealed Only Dragunity series? No. I want to be unique. I want to be ahead of the curve. So, yeah. But yeah, no, I don't know why I just didn't wait for that reloaded structure deck. What to do? Anywho. Okay, so now that you guys know that I am an idiot for going this route as opposed to the more sensible thing to do, let's go ahead and just establish the guidelines as per all Sealed Only series, just like within the previous one. We have a budget, goals, etc. So, you guys saw in the intro, we are going for a $40 per week budget. And we are also, right now, unfortunately restricted to online play due to the Crush card kind of canceling locals. But once local games do start opening back up, yes, we will be going just as we were before, going to locals, seeing how we do in our local tournaments, and then once regionals are back online, we are going to a regional and we are going to aim for the top. So we're going first to get local success, and then hopefully a good regional performance, potentially ending in a top and an invite. That's the goal for the series. Now, in terms of format, this will very much follow the sealed only samurai format. However, instead of doing every week, I'm going to follow what I did in the second half of Sealed Only Samurai after the Lockhaven Regional, and we're going to be doing this this video once every 2 weeks, or twice a month, however you want to do that, or once a fortnight. The reason that being is because once lockdown gradually does start to, wind down and the world starts to open back up fully, I will be working full-time, so I don't want to try to cram in doing a sealed only challenge whilst working full-time, because I'd rather have the quantity over the quality. So I don't want to drop my production quality just because I'm pressed so I get home late from work. I don't want to just like say, oh my god, I gotta get this episode edited, I want to have a more stress-free environment and also bring you guys some quality content and also really work on those intro sketches that I know a lot of you are quite fond of. And briefly, I'd also like to say a little bit of thank you and appreciation towards Nimnim and RevsCards. Both of these two YouTubers have been very influential on my previous series, Sealed Only Samurai. In fact, they're one of the reasons why I started the Sealed Only Challenge. And I actually saw a decent bit of success with that series, not only in terms of view count, but also my ability as a duelist and also some of those pulls. So I really want to say thank you to both of them. They are a huge inspiration in the community, and they do provide some real quality content that is thoroughly entertaining. And hopefully, Sealed Only Dragunity can live up to the hype of Sealed Only Samurai and pay homage and honor all the predecessing Sealed Only series. Let's do this. So with all the formalities out of the way, you guys know the challenge, you guys know what deck we're building. Let's first go ahead and give a big shout out to all of my channel patrons and YouTube channel members. Your guys' support really is what matters a lot to me, and just by lending your support, you're helping enable this kind of challenge to happen, because a Sealed Only series is a lot more financially demanding than your regular YouTubing or Yugioh content. So I'm really grateful for all my channel supporters. Your guys' support means the world to me. And if you're interested in becoming a channel patron or a YouTube channel member, links are down below in the description. But if you're just willing to help out the channel in a less financial method, all you have to do is just like, subscribe, and comment down below on what you think of the series. All these things really help the channel a lot, and then also check out some of the other links. Join our Discord server, and then also you can feel free to check out some of my TCG affiliate links down below. But anyway, let's go ahead and crack open this structure deck and see what we have to work with. Okay, so ripped away all the plastic. Let's go ahead and take a look at what 2011 has in store for us. So we got our ultra rare Dragunity Arma Leviathan. We have a Dragunity Arma Missiliton. And then we have a Dragunity Ankylus. And that is all we get. So we got our 2 supers and our 1 ultra. And then let's go on to the commons. So we have Dragunity Dux, Dragunity Legionnaire, Dragunity Tribius, Dragunity Darksphere, Dragunity Militum, Dragunity Primus Pilus, Dragunity Brandistock, Dragunity Javelin. Okay, so that's all the Dragunity monsters. Cool. I did not look at the deck list in detail beforehand, so we're learning. Miss Valley Falcon, Hunter Owl. Okay, hey, Garuda the Wind Spirit, Flying Kamakari number 1, Spear Dragon, Twin-Headed Behemoth, Armed Dragon level 3, Armed Dragon level 5, Mass Dragon, 2 of those, and boom, look at that. Okay, so we have a Dragon Ravine, nice. Dragon Mastery, United We Stand, Mage Power, Dragon's Gunfire, Stamping Destruction, Creature Swap, Monster Reincarnation. Foolish Burial. Cool. Card Destruction. Okay, that's cool. Windstorm of Etequia. Relieve Monster. Legacy of Yadagaratsu. Final Attack Orders. A Mirror Force. Dragon's Rage. Bottomless Trap Hole. And 2 more. Spiritual Wind Art Miyagabi and Icarus Attack. Okay. That is the structure deck. You know, surprisingly, for Dragunity structure deck, they didn't include any of the synchros, which is kind of shocking. But anyway, we'll go ahead and we will open up the other one as well as the Rocket Revolt, and we will build a deck out of this. Let's see what we can do. All journeys have to start somewhere, and this will be the first of many deck profiles to come. So, to start off, we have 2 of the big boy, Dragunity Armalevitin. This is the guy that he banishes a Dragunity that's equipped with something, and then he special summons a tuner and equips it to himself. He's a level 8, he can be a big beater. I have uses for him in the future, but for now, it's just 2 of a beat stick that we can summon. Speaking of more 2-ofs, because 2 Dragunity structure decks, we have our double Dragunity Arma Mistleton. This is going to be one of our great special summons coming in the future. He's an easy way to get into level 8 synchros if possible, but for now, as with Levitin, he is just a beater. Now, moving on to our Winged Beast lineup of Dragunities, we have double Ducks, double Militum, just more ways to get Dragunities that have tuners equipped to them. Unfortunately, we cannot use these guys for any synchro summons because we still have no synchro monsters. But, moving on. Double Ankylos. This is just a way we normal summon him. We can then special summon a Dragunity from hand and equip him to him. So, you know, just getting a board presence if you would. Brandistock, this is the tuner that enables our monsters to attack twice. May potentially come up if the game comes down to an old school fashion back and forth beatdown Yu-Gi-Oh! He may come in handy. Our 1 Legionnaire. So Legionnaire is essentially just our equip and pop stuff, but it's just a little too slow for modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Unfortunately. Moving on, our honorary Dragunity monster, even though he's not a Dragunity, is Garuda the Wind Spirit. Banish a wind from a graveyard to special summon. It's a free level 4 on board. This will become very handy further down the line in the series. And that will do it for our Winged Beast and Dragunity lineup. Moving on to our mini rocket package, because we need a crutch in the early days. We have our Rocket Tracer, Silver Rocket, an Absa and then to round off our rockets, we're running a Magna Rocket, an Auto Rocket, and an Anesthetic Rocket. A lot of these are just for beaters. Sometimes it's just because he's got a big defense. And occasionally, you know, since we did combine these 2 Dragunity structure decks with the Rocket Revolt structure deck, we do have options going into the extra deck, so these guys actually will have potentially relevant effects moving forward. And then last but not least, we're also running 1 Keeper of the Shrine. He is just a helpful dragon support card that we are running in the main deck. Onto our spell lineup. We are running double Dragon Ravine. Essentially pitch a card, search a Dragunity, or pitch a card to dump a dragon into grave. Great field spell, well, it's a soft once per turn, so we can use multiples during each turn. Very great. Definitely want to add a 3rd copy moving down the line. And then also a Dragon Mastery. This just helps us equip monsters with dragons from our hand, so getting our Dragunities equipped to our monsters so that they can get those extra effects like attacking twice. This will be useful only in the early stages of this series. I don't see this card staying in the long run. Next up, we have some graveyard shenanigans. We have our Foolish Burial, which is great for sending stuff to the grave to set up. Also, the dragon version of the card, Dragon Shrine, and in case we send something that we want to revive that's big enough, Return of the Dragon Lords, and this also gives protection to our dragons on field. Next up, we're also running a card destruction, another way to get cards into the graveyard and also potentially mulliganing our hand whilst setting up our graveyard. Now, we also run some rocket support cards, so quick launch, rapid trigger, boot sector launch, just ways to, abuse our little mini rocket engine, along with squib draw, just in case we want to get more card advantage in hand. And then, last but not least, to round off the spells, our single twin twisters, because sometimes you have to run back row hate, or in case a mine hits the field, we have a main deck way to deal with it. Moving on to the trap lineup, we are running our double Icarus attack. We have Wing Beast that we can normal summon. This may serve as a form of disruption on our opponent's turn. Also, because we don't really have many power plays in the deck, so I am relying on our trap cards to actually give us some advantage, along with double Bottomless. This is just a way to just say, yeah, cool monster. No. Remove it from play. This could actually come in handy in slowing down the game state to hopefully get our Dragunity and rocket engines into gear. And then lastly, to round off, we are also running an Imperial Order and a Red Reboot. Just spell hate and trap hate. Hopefully this will be enough to stun our opponent. Alright, moving on to the extra deck. Our single fusion monster, Borreload Furious Dragon. We're running Rapid Trigger. We have our single way to get him out of the extra deck. And he is a big beater, so he can hopefully help us clinch out games. But moving on to the Link lineup, we're running a Quad Boral as our Link 2, helping to hopefully pop some of our rockets, like Silver Rocket, to get some advantage there. Triple Burst Dragon, this guy definitely will be staying in the long run. Hopefully if we get a Borreload, he will be a good Borreload target. But also, having that good arrow for Guard Dragon plays, hopefully if we're able to access those down the line, and just being, a very generic beater that we can get out with our monsters. And then our heavy hitters of the extra deck are Borreload Dragon. Great monster that came in the Rocket Revolt structure deck. It gives us something to go into if we get enough monsters on board, as well as the Topologic Zero Boros, just two end game options. These are the cards that we are going to try to get into and hopefully build up enough advantage to clinch out a game with these two. Alright, and we do have a side deck. Our one monster in the side deck is Checksum Dragon. So for those of you who have no idea what this common does, it's essentially when an opponent's monster declares an attack, I can special summon this card from the hand, gain life points equal to half this card's defense, which is 1200 because he has a 2400 body. And then when this card is in attack position, it can't be destroyed by battle. So it's just something to get on the board to hopefully help me survive the turn and get into something like a Borreload next turn. But that's literally all we have for the monsters. Spell lineup, we actually have stuff. So we have more removal, Stamping Destruction, just a way to burn our opponent and destroy us, one of their back row. And then also we're running Double Dragonfire, monster removal or burn. It's very situational, but I don't have many options, so I'm running these regardless. And then lastly, to round off the spells, we are running one creature swap. This may come in handy. Maybe I have a crappy board, but my opponent doesn't. Creature swap. But that's going to do it for the spells. For the trap lineup, we are running a lot of cheese, to be honest. We're running double Spiritual Wind Art Miyabi. This potentially could help out by tributing our wind monsters to, so its effect is you tribute a wind monster to the select, which means target in modern Yu-Gi-Oh speech. Target an opponent's monster and then place that card on the bottom of the deck. It's removal and a targeting removal, but it does cost me a monster, so I do lose card advantage. But honestly, at this point in the series, we need all the help we can get. And we are also running double Windstorm of Equata, or Etaqua, I don't even know. It's a battle trap. Change all the battle positions. Hopefully it'll help me survive the turn, unless I'm playing a Link against a Link strategy in which this card is pretty much useless, except for protecting my life points. But the real spice of the side deck comes here. We are running triple Mirror Force. Oh yeah, you know it. Because destroying all my opponent's attack position monsters. That is someone's going for game. No, you're not. Say goodbye to your board. Also, because this came in the Rocket Revolt structure deck, a Mirror Force launcher. So if we're siding in 3 Mirror Force, let's side in a way to search those Mirror Force. And then if it gets popped, we set one. Yeah, this is basically how I'm going to try to cheese some wins out in the early stages of the series. And to rub salt in the wound, Magic Cylinder. If we ever play against a Grand Maju player, we have the answer in our side deck. And that's going to do it for the deck, you guys. And that is our deck. I mean, given the tools that we have, I feel like I'm going to heavily rely on that Rocket Revolt crutch until I actually get some good Dragunity tuners and some actual synchro monsters, and we can actually start to do, you know, some type of combo or build an actual board and actually have a cohesive strategy. But until then, we are just going to rely on the rockets to swarm the field and maybe occasionally get some old-fashioned Dragunity, equip, bang, hit. But we'll see how this goes. Now we are going to hop onto EDOpro, and we are going to be doing some of my Discord moderators, aka Mod Squad. And then in future, how this is going to work is until locals open up, we are going to be doing on EDOpro mostly against patrons and moderators. So if you're interested in becoming a channel patron, as I've mentioned before, there's an extra benefit for you. You get to duel me on the Sealed Only series. But now let's go ahead and jump into some games. Alright, so for the first match of today's video, we are going up against one of our mods, aka Mod Squad from the Discord server, and we went ahead and won the rock, paper, scissors, and we just went with our lack of combo potential in this early version of the deck, which is literally just a Dux equipped with a Dragunity and an Icarus attack set. And he opens up with a Rescue Rabbit, which ends up we're playing Giant Ballpark. And he uses his 2 Insect Knights to go ahead into a Tornado Dragon, which he's able to deal with, but he has extenders, and yeah, I cleared my board with that Icarus attack just to get rid of his monster, and now I am wide open for a gigantic Giant Ballpark OTK. And yeah, I have a bunch of bugs thrown at my face. Game 1. Game 2, we side in some of our destructive power with stuff like Mirror Force and Magic Cylinder to hopefully cheese out a win. And well, in our opening hand, we essentially opened the equivalent of what the nuts is in Konami's mind for 2011, which is essentially just an Arma Leviathan equipped with a Brandistock, so he can attack twice. A big, beefy boy on turn 1 with no effects. Yeah. This is pretty much what I expected from this deck in such an early iteration, with no potential really to go into the extra deck unless I can swarm the field, because yeah, those tuners are useless right now. And he is able to end on a Papillon with getting some damage in, and I top deck a Boot Sector launch, which doesn't really do me much good, and considering I already have a Silver Rocket in hand, it's not strong enough to beat over that Papillon. We're just 100 attack short. So I just leave it in attack position. Hopefully I can survive the turn and then maybe go into a larger monster further on if I have enough combo potential. But dangers are a thing. Although I am able to snipe all of these dangers out of his hand, unfortunately, Bigfoot pops. So that doesn't really do much for me. And yeah, ending on an Abomination, I see the writing on the wall. I top deck a Magna Rocket. And my only hope really is to normal summon him, have him destroyed by Abomination's effect so I can special summon a wall during my end phase, which is Anesthetic Rocket Dragon. But yeah, that doesn't really do too much for me at this point. And all he has to do is be able to clear my board, which he does with Thousand Eyes Restrict, and that is game. Alright, so match number 2, we're going up against our other mod, Q's Mod Shop. You guys should probably be familiar with Quentin by now, because we played him plenty of times in the previous series and plenty of other times on the channel. And I won the die roll, or in this case, the rock, paper, scissors, and I decided to go first with my amazing wombo combos of this deck, which is, yeah, not much, because I got hit by an infinite impermanent, so I just go ahead and set my bottomless trap hole and wait. So, he normal summons his Infinitrack Anchor Drill, and I know what we're playing against. We are playing against his signature deck, Trains. Yep. So I go ahead and bottomless trap hole and pop off and get a silver rocket on field, which is enough to slow down his plays. And I am able to bring out a Militum. And with these guys, I am just slowly trying to accumulate a board. And you see, the issue here is my resources are so limited. However, the rocket engine does enable some shenanigans, and I am actually able to get out my quad boral and pop the silver rocket and then get silver rocket's effect to rip a card out. And since he has a scrap recycler on the field, I know I'm going to rip out that wyvern, so that way I deny him the scrap combo. And going into battle phase, triple burst dragon is actually viable because it's able to negate his citadel that he sent to grave off of the scrap recycler. Never expect to use triple burst actual battle phase effect, but hey. Yeah, unfortunately, there's not too much follow-up after that, and Interrupted Kaiju Slumber clears out my board. He gives me a Kaiju. He pops. And yeah, I am pretty much on my last leg here, and top decking a Twin Twisters does nothing for me at this point, with nothing really to do in my graveyard. It's just to set one, pass, and just wait for him to kill me. He Kaijus me, and he's able to pretty much take this game. Game 2, we side in a bunch of trap cards. Our Mirror Forces, our Magnet Cylinders, our Red Reboots to dodge around some Imperms. Unfortunately, I have to pitch that Red Reboot because I need some search power, but I get met with an Ash. So, that's kind of unfortunate. However, I'm still able to make some plays happen because I had the Dragon Shrine. And, you know, having an Imperm again, I kind of regret now pitching that Red Reboot, but what are you going to do? I go ahead, and once he starts his turn and he activates his revolving switchyard, I go ahead and pop it, denying him any further extension, and that actually saves me the turn. So, I move my Silver Rocket to attack position, and then I normal summon my Ducks, and at this point, it's time to just poke, 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 and then also activating Rocket Tracer's effect, which gets me another monster on board, so I get Magna Rocket, poke him again, and then I have 4 monsters on the board. And this means I can actually make Borreload, which is a good monster with only 1,000 life points left. I could actually win this game. He goes off and he activates a Terraforming, grabbing another Switchyard, and he's able to summon a Gizmek Kaku because I have my monster in the extra deck zone. But unfortunately, he doesn't have enough to beat over my Borreload. And I top deck enough damage. Ankylos has enough damage to beat over him, and I attack for 1,000, and I actually win a game. The fact that I actually won a single game with this version of the deck surprises me. So game 3, I made no changes to the extra deck. I had all my disruptive back row as possible because I know that these trains can pack a lot of wallop. Libe is very much a card, which I am very much afraid of. And yeah, I make the most dumb misplay of all time. When his Libe attacks for 6,000, I activate Magic Cylinder. And for some weird reason, I chain Mirror Force. But Magic Cylinder is a when, which means I don't get to hit him for 6k from his Libe, which is really unfortunate. And that also means I wasted a Mirror Force as well, which I could have easily saved, which potentially could have changed the outcome of this match. But hey, we lived through and learned through all of our misplays. So he's able to end on an Appaloosa, and he DD Crows my Rocket effect when it's destroyed by his Link monster. And I just top deck as Imperial Order, which I can hope maybe can stop his Revolving Switchyard or his Urgent Schedule. But with his chances looking slim and top decking a Branded Stock, yeah, now the weak side of the deck is showing, and essentially, without any synchros or anything to go into, these Dragunity monsters don't really do much for me. Their control style is just too slow to keep up with the modern meta. And with 400 life points left and my Imperial Order gone, I just end up setting my Keeper of the Shrine, hoping that his big defense will somehow save me. Yeah, Monster Reborn is very much a card, and getting a Leve on the field and then extending and kaijuing me, it's over. And I lose. And that's going to do it for the first round of matches for this version of the deck, and things went pretty much how I expected them to go. That being said, we now know the shortcomings of the deck, and now we actually can start cracking open some other product besides the structure decks to strengthen the deck, give it a cohesive strategy, and hopefully start to win some matches. And that's going to be our goal for the next episode, is to actually win a match. Depends also on what we pull. Remember, you hit that like button, luck points. I'm stealing one from Papa Refs. Anyway, you guys, that is going to do it from me. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I am going to catch you in the next episode.